If you're looking to get more open into impact, I've got today an amazing video for you to really help you clear that lead side into impact, create loads of space to swing the golf club. Make sure you check out this video. Jon Watts here from the TruGolf Academy. In today's video, as I mentioned there in the intro, we're going to be talking about how to clear your lead side into impact. This is a vital move to help create space, but also to get your body more open, a massive power source if we can start to utilize it. It's going to be a really simple video, and we're just going to be focusing on what our lead shoulder does through the golf ball. I'm going to give you a couple of amazing exercises to help. The info for me is just coming on the bottom of the screen right now, so make sure if you haven't already, you do consider subscribing to my channel. Hit the little bell icon, it just notifies you every time a new video goes live. Right now, I'm going to jump into this one. So the focus of today's video, and I'm pretty happy with that one, is going to be about clearing this lead side into impact. It's going to help me get my body more open. It's going to help create space for my hands to exit more left. It's a big power source if I can start to use it. And if you're someone who's feeling like you're cramped, you might well be in the right position here, but your body's still shutting down. So actually allowing our body to keep rotating allows space for our arms to start to extend. And I've got for you a couple of amazing exercises. And the first one, you could just use a club the wrong way around. I'm going to use an alignment stick, a tour stick. And I'm just going to hold it just in my lead hand, so my hand that's closest to the target, my glove hand. And I'm going to get to pre-impact position, allowing the cane here to touch the ground. And I just want to try and get that sensation that it is rising, not just with my arm, but because my body is clearing, it's moving up and inwards. And I'm really going to focus on this lead shoulder here. So clearing this lead side, my lead shoulder is going to be moving up and inwards. And the quicker we can get it to move up and inwards, the quicker our hand will start to rise, the quicker the club is accelerating to try and catch up with my hands, the more vertical force is using, pushing off the ground. So when we're doing that, get the movement right first. Ooh, and try not to hit the lights above you. And then start to put some speed into it and see if we can get that little whoosh and whip of the cane as our lead side starts to extend. Okay? And my focus here is this lead shoulder moving up and behind me, really clearing into impact. So touching the ground first, extend off the ground. Let's put some fire into that movement. Now, if you have I forgot the name of it, a TheraBand, a stretch band, a yoga band, anything along those lines, whether it's a straight line and you just tie it or whether it's a loop like this, what I'm going to get you to do is actually stand on it with your trail toe, so my foot that's furthest away from the target, and with my lead hand then in contact, I'm again getting that sensation of pulling up. And you could do that if you actually had a rack of weights and you can move it down to the bottom. I would go with a weight you can cope with just onto your lead hand and try and get that sensation of pulling up and inwards, so really clearing this lead side. Now this band actually hasn't got a lot of stretch in it, so I'm not going to be able to move this very far. But believe me, I can still feel this, so up and inwards. Now I like this for another reason, because as my lead hand is moving up and inwards, and my focus here is the lead shoulder up and behind me, my trail foot should be doing this. It should be rolling inwards. So my trail foot, my trail knee is rolling inwards as my lead hand starts to extend, as my lead shoulder moves up and inwards. What I don't want to see ever is the trail foot going backwards. So I love this sensation into impact of almost a connection between our lead hand and our trail knee or foot here, that we're getting this movement into impact, really starting to stretch this band. And again, start to put some speed into it. Depending on the resistance of the band, you may be able to get your arm up here. This one is pretty tight, pretty taut. But it's a great feel to get that sensation up and inwards. And my focus, as I said, is my lead shoulder up and behind me. Now I want to put that into a golf swing movement. And this is relevant with an iron or a driver, doesn't matter. I'm going to come down to pre-impact. If you're not new to my channel, you'll have seen me do this before. I love hitting some shots from here. Little pump drill. I'm going to really focus on this lead shoulder, moving up and inwards, clearing some space. Didn't strike that brilliantly, but still got that feel. Bit out of breath. I think I need to start breathing. Right. That's the problem. If you're doing some of those gym exercises, do make sure you breathe. It's a pretty simple tip, but definitely one that's going to help. So from there, little pump up and inwards. From that delivery position. That was the strike, up and inwards. Really cleared this lead side. You'll see almost how far behind me this club has worked. So the club is going much more inwards to the left because my lead shoulder is clearing. And I think once I've done a number of these, now I'm nowhere near, unfortunately, Tommy Fleetwood's swing, but that's the mental image I want. Once I've done some of these, I definitely start to get in the feeling that my finish position is lower and more sawn off and more body. And that's definitely what I want, and it would help my game. As I said, unfortunately, I don't swing at anything like as good as Tommy Fleetwood there, but that's definitely the sensation I want to get. I tend to get my arms a little bit too high, a little bit in front of me. So round to the left, more sawn off is a great feel. So maybe I'll just do one little half one. Clear that lead side, almost that punching feeling. And as I said, my focus is this lead shoulder, up and inwards. Golfers worry they're going to top it from there because they're extending. Remember, even though my hands are moving up into impact, the club is still on a slightly downward path because we are releasing our wrist cock, okay? That does not mean my hands are moving down, down, down. That's their lowest point. They've got to move up and inwards. And the focus point is going to be this lead shoulder. So let's hit one full one. Well, that felt really solid. And it just feels like I'm a lot more open to the target. So I love this as a warm-up exercise. Just using some of those bands or the cane and just trying to get that extension feeling is great for my game. It could really work for you as well. The focus that I take to the course personally is clearing this lead shoulder, but it could be different things for you. I don't mind whether it's the lead leg. I don't mind whether it's your head rotating. You decide what that feel is when you've done some of these drills and exercises. I'd love to hear from you guys. So if that has helped, put some comments below. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, share it with as many golfers as you can. And as I mentioned at the start, if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing, at least 2 instructional videos a week. I'll see you next time.